du soleil, pas du soleil, pas du soleil, pas du soleil.
Mixture of substances are around us, from the bowl of salad to a cup of tea to the sandy beaches. Sometimes we want only a substance in a mix. Hello, my name is Blair and welcome to Science is Cool. Today's episode, it's all about the basic separation techniques. We will focus on separating a mixture of solid, separating by magnets, and separating insoluble solid from liquid. Let's start our Science is Cool separation techniques.
A mix or mixture is mix of two or more different substances that are mixed together. The substances in the mix can be gases, liquid, or solid. The first in our category of separating a mixture of solid is hand picking. This works with solid mix that has different in sizes, shape, or color. We can separate seashells from the sand at the beach by hand picking with our hands. We can separate tomatoes from the bowl of salad by picking out the tomato by our hands. We can use hand picking method to separate a small amount of substances from a mixture. However, if there is a huge amount of mixture to be separated, this hand picking separation technique is not preferred. The second in our category of separating a mixture of solid is sifting. This separation technique is used to separate solid of different sizes. A sieve has a net or a mesh that retains a bigger solid while allowing the smaller solid to pass through. The size of the holes of the sieve used depends on the size of the particles or substance to separate from the mixture. A mixture of sand and flour can be separated by using a sieve with a fine holes. The flour is very fine mixture that can pass through the sieve. At the construction site, stones are separated from the mix of sand. They use a large sieve and the holes of the sieve are smaller than the stones that allowing sand to pass through. Next will be separation by magnets. Magnets attracts metal or iron. The substances that are not iron are not attracted to magnets. Iron fillings can be separated from the mix of sand by using a magnet. Iron fillings are attracted to magnets, whereas the sand is not. In a recycle shop or scrap yard, uses a crane with electromagnetic device attached on its arm. It used to separate magnetic object from the non-magnetic object. When the electromagnetic device in the arm is turned on, the magnetic objects will be attached to the electromagnetic device and lift from the pile of scrap. But when the electromagnetic device is turned off, the magnetic objects is being released from the electromagnetic crane. Next in our separation technique is separating insoluble solid from liquid. There are a few ways to separate insoluble solid from liquid. They are decantation, filtration, and precipitation. Let's start with decantation. This technique is a simple form of separating insoluble solid from liquid. This allows the solid to settle down at the bottom of the container before the liquid is carefully poured out from the top. Decantation can be applied to making a tea. The tea leaves are insoluble in the tea. When the tea leaves settle down to the bottom of the pot, the tea can be poured into the cup while the tea leaves remain at the pot. You can also see this every day, decantation. The washing of rice before you cook it. Asians are witnessing this 3 times in a day. Rice is insoluble in water. The water containing dirt and dust is poured out away from the rice, while the rice remains in the rice cooker. Next in our separating insoluble solid from liquid is filtration. Filtration is used to separate insoluble solid from liquid in a mix using a filtration. Here's one example, how to separate sand and water. Sand is insoluble in water, and the filter paper we'll use as the filter. The holes of the filter paper are very fine that the sand particles cannot pass through them. When the mixture of sand and water is poured into the filter paper, the sand is left on the filter paper as residue, and the water is collected in the beaker as filtrate. Filter paper is also used in coffee maker, the separation of coffee grounds from the coffee drink. Noodles are insoluble in water. We can use a sieve or a colander as a filter to separate the noodles from the water. We can also use layers of different stones and sand to filter raw water. Insoluble solids such as soil, dirt, twigs, and leaves will be filtered out, leaving the clean water as the filtrate. This is one of the steps used to purify water in the most of the water treatment plant. And the last of our list in separation technique and our separating insoluble solid from liquid is precipitation. This involves with conversion of a substance that dissolves in a liquid into a solid by adding other substance. Then the solid that is insoluble in the liquid is retrieved from the liquid by filtration. In a water treatment plant, alum, a kind of chemical, is added into the raw water to precipitate the dirt and bacteria in the water. Vinegar is added to milk to precipitate proteins. The proteins are precipitate as curds. The curds is insoluble substance in the mixture. The curd is then separated from the mixture by filtration. That's our 3 types of separation techniques. Separating a mixture of solid. For our separation of mixture of solids are hand picking and sifting. Separation by magnets. Separation by magnets for the non-magnetic objects. And separating insoluble solid from liquid are decantation, filtration, and precipitation.
So that's it for now for our Science is Cool separation techniques. I hope you like this educational video. Give us a thumbs up if you like this. And if you haven't subscribed yet, please do subscribe to our channel. I'm Blair saying bye for now and see you in the next episode. And remember that science means knowing because science is cool. Ciao!